Hey everybody, so this is my effort to show how I created online workshops or some reasonable facsimile thereof using the discussion functions in Canvas. And I know not everybody has had any reason to use a lot of Canvas. I have because of developing the game writing class and also developing our American Lit 3840. So I've got to sort of work with a lot of the functionality. And that's why I have all these extra icons on my Canvas desktop that most people don't have, is because I've gone through a Canvas boot camp, as you can see, and then I'm learning Panopto, which is a video recording software that's not quite as intuitive as Zoom, but it does create captions automatically, which is a good thing. But assuming people are at all different levels of fluency in this software, I thought I would be as simplistic as I can about it. So this is the dashboard with your classes, and I've got two 3140s right now, so I'll break into 3140 section 2, and I've just got the syllabus set as the front page, which is why it shows these assignments. I was having my students submit their critiques online instead of print hard copies, but that's in the past. So let me start by showing how I'm creating these discussions. So I'm going to discussions, and the screen that shows my face is blocking the key button, which is the green discussion creator button right there. So I click on that, and every discussion I'm just calling online workshop of Emmanuel Aburumi, for example. That's one that I've already created, so the title populated automatically. And then I've got all these instructions, which I'm going to show in a minute when I get to the completed version, but instructions here. Also, I've misspelled the word dialogue on the ones that I've already created, and so I forgot to fix that before I launched this recording, and it will make me look silly. But so I'm putting the instructions there, and basically what I'm doing is having students write a 400-word critique of every student story that they post to this discussion board. Plus, they have to post 2 more smaller contributions that respond to other students' larger, call them critiques, the 400-word critiques, so that in total each student posts 3 items, one of which is a longer critique of their own, and then 2 responses to other students' critiques. So instructions go here, and then the options are the important thing. You have to allow threaded replies so that students can respond to other students' major posts. And then I always select graded because I want this to register as an official assignment in the class so that it becomes part of the grade book. But that's not mandatory. If you're keeping the grades yourself, if you're keeping them by hard copy, all you really have to do is look over the finished product and see who did what, and then write the grades down somewhere. Then assign to everyone, and then the due date. So for example, if Emmanuel's workshop is scheduled for the 27th of April, obviously I would select that for April 27th, and then the choice becomes, is it due at the time the class would normally meet, which is 3:30, or you have it due on midnight? It doesn't really matter. And then available from, let's just say now until the due date. Otherwise, you get probably a lot of late contributions. I'm not going to bother changing the 11:59 p.m. But and then save and publish. Publish is the important thing, because if you don't publish it, they won't see it. But if you're not done tinkering with the settings, you could just click save and remember that you haven't published it yet, so nobody can actually see it. The other thing that I'm going to do that I have never done before is above the instructions. Oh, I forgot to mention this. The attachment obviously is critical. Emmanuel's story has to be attached to this discussion board so that all the students can open it and read it, and then compose their critique and then respond to other students' critiques. So attaching the story itself obviously is kind of the key thing. But something new that I'm going to try using the, let me zoom in here, using this external tools silver chevron, I'm going to record little Panopto videos of myself responding to the student story in person, so that my post isn't just more text, so that I can talk a little bit. And I guess the reason for this is really no more than just to kind of try to maintain some degree of connection and relationship to the workshop. But if you haven't used Panopto before, it's not really that complicated. It's a little less intuitive maybe than Zoom, but you'll figure it out. And I'd be happy to help people work through that if they need to. And then you can just insert that little recording. I'm not going to do any more than a 30 or 35 second. It's basically like you would do if you had decided to start every workshop with a long comment. Sometimes I start workshops with my own comments, and sometimes students are so eager to talk, I let them go, and then I wait for 4 or 5 comments before I pop in and make a longish comment, and then I kind of contribute all the way along. I mean, there's no way to duplicate the dynamic of an in-person workshop, but maybe this can be somewhat similar. I'm going to back out of this now because I don't know if Panopto is going to conflict with the Zoom app that I've got running right now. Okay, so that's what it looks like when you correct the settings and plug in the due dates. What I've done is, after I've created these, I've inserted them into the modules. So I'm going over here to modules, and I've just basically done a module for every week for the rest of the semester. So module 9, I guess I didn't do March 16th and 18th because I'm assuming that March 16th isn't going to happen. But I posted those discussions underneath the modules. So I created module 9, and you create a module over here. You don't have to use a number. You can just come up with any naming scheme you like. And then once I've got module 9 created, come over here and add an item. And the item category in this case is a discussion. And then I've already created the discussions for Emmanuel and Matthew. So I just clicked on that. I don't know what'll happen if I try to add it again. I guess it just adds it one more time. So, and then all of this is not published yet. So eventually I'm going to have to click publish and publish and publish, but I don't want to do that right now because my students will see it wherever they are and make who knows what kind of assumptions. But let me show you the completed version of this. So that's what the students see. Let me go to edit, and you can see I misspelled dialogue. Let's see if I do it again. Nope. So these are the instructions that I've given them. Obviously, open and read the story, post a critique of 400 words, reminding them what I want them to talk about in the critique, though they've already done this for 16 stories in the first half of the course, but you guys know how all this works. And then I'm asking them to post 2 more smaller responses to other students' critiques so that they have a grand total of 3 posts in the workshop. And I kind of came up with this ad hoc grading scheme of 75% for their primary critique, and then 25% for the smaller contributions. Again, allow threaded replies, graded. I don't click group discussion because that splits the class up into smaller groups, and I want everybody in the class to be able to participate for each student story. And then points assigned to everyone. And I haven't actually created I haven't actually inserted the due dates yet because I don't know yet if UNT is going to give us a week off before we resume instructional activities, or if we're just going to try to jump right in after spring break, or what. So yeah, then obviously save and publish, though in this case I'm not going to publish it yet because I don't want my students to see it. I'm just going to click save with the changes I made to my misspelling. It seems like there was something else I was going to mention and I forgot what it was. Anyway, that's how I'm going to try and duplicate the workshop experience, is simply by posting every story and attaching it to a threaded discussion board where everybody contributes, and I'm going to try and make a video for every one of those that won't be any more than, I don't know, a few minutes at the most, 2 or 3 minutes at the most. But basically what I would do if I was in the circle. And then obviously got to publish it, or nobody will see it. And that's my preliminary solution. Whether it will work or not, I have no clue. So I hope that is helpful. I'd be happy to help people working through issues with Canvas or Panopto, though my Panopto knowledge is really new. But I think there are some problems in Panopto maybe I can help people solve. And by doing that, I probably will learn a lot more about it myself. Anyway, so yeah, that's it. Hope that's of some use.